Picture this. You're at a crowded coffee shop, the hum of conversation buzzing around you, and across the table sits someone who catches your eye. You lean in, ready to say something that'll make her pause, make her think, make her feel something deeper than the usual small talk. But here's the hard truth. Most guys fumble this moment. They toss out safe, predictable compliments like, "You're beautiful," or "You've got nice eyes." And what happens? A polite smile, a quick "thanks," and the moment slips away like sand through your fingers. Why? Because those words don't stick. They don't spark. They don't make her heart race or her mind linger on you hours later. If you've ever wondered why your compliments fall flat, why they don't ignite that spark of attraction, then you're in the right place. Welcome to ZENLIGHT 8, where we dive into the art of living with intention, drawing from the wisdom of Stoicism and the tools of self-improvement to help you become the best version of yourself. Today, we're uncovering 3 forbidden compliments, powerful psychological phrases that don't just flatter but create a deep emotional pull. These aren't your average lines. They're crafted to make her feel seen, curious, and even a little obsessed. Stick with me through this video, because by the end, you'll have practical, actionable tools to transform how you connect with others, not just in romance, but in every meaningful interaction. Let's start with the first forbidden compliment, one that's less about words and more about sparking a fire in her mind. "There's something about you I can't quite figure out." This isn't just a compliment, it's a masterclass in emotional alchemy. It's rooted in a timeless Stoic principle: control what you can and let go of what you can't. In this case, you're controlling the energy of the moment, creating a sense of mystery while letting her own curiosity do the rest. Why does this work? Because it taps into a universal human desire to be unique, to be more than just another face in the crowd. Most compliments are like fast food, quick, predictable, and forgotten. She's heard "you're gorgeous" 100 times. It's nice, sure, but it's like white noise to her. But when you say, "There's something about you I can't quite figure out," you're doing something different. You're planting a seed of intrigue. You're telling her she's not just another person. You see something rare, something worth unraveling. And here's the magic. You're not spelling it out. You're not handing her the answer on a silver platter. Instead, you're inviting her to wonder, to chase the mystery of what makes her special in your eyes. Let me paint a picture. Imagine you're at a bar, and she's laughing at a story you just told. The conversation's flowing, and there's a moment where she says something sharp, witty, maybe a little unexpected. You pause, not too long, just enough to let the moment breathe. You look at her, a slight smirk on your face, and say, "You know, there's something about you I can't quite figure out." Watch her reaction. Her eyes might widen, her smile might shift, and suddenly, she's leaning in, curious. She might even ask, "What do you mean?" And here's where Stoicism comes in. Resist the urge to explain. The Stoics teach us that true power lies in restraint, in leaving space for reflection. Smile, shrug, and say, "I'm still working it out." That's it. You've just created a loop in her mind, one she'll replay when she's driving home, wondering what it is about her that's got you so intrigued. This compliment isn't just about attraction, it's about self-improvement. It forces you to be present, to notice the subtleties in her behavior, her words, her energy. It's about seeing her as a unique individual, not a stereotype. And that's a skill you can apply beyond dating. Think about it. How often do you truly notice the people around you? Your friends, your co-workers, your family. This compliment trains you to observe, to connect, to make others feel valued in a way that's authentic and rare. Let's take it deeper with a real-life example. A friend of mine, let's call him Jake, used this line at a networking event. He was talking to a woman who seemed confident but guarded, like she'd heard every line in the book. She made a clever comment about the speaker, and instead of laughing it off, Jake paused, looked at her and said, "There's something about you I can't put my finger on." She laughed, but you could see the wheels turning. Later, she sought him out to continue the conversation, asking him what he meant. They ended up talking for hours, and she later told him that no one had ever made her feel so uniquely seen. That's the power of this approach. It's not just words, It's a moment of connection that lingers. Now, here's how to make it work in today's world. Whether you're at a coffee shop in New York or a virtual happy hour on Zoom, timing is everything. Use this compliment when she does something that stands out. Maybe she shares a quirky hobby, or she handles a tough situation with grace. The key is to make it feel spontaneous, not rehearsed. Practice it in low-stakes settings first, like with a coworker or a friend, to get the tone right. And here's a pro tip: pair it with confident body language. Lean in slightly, maintain eye contact, and let your voice carry a hint of curiosity. It's not just what you say, it's how you say it. The Stoics remind us to focus on what's in our control: our words, our presence, our intention. You can't control how she responds, but you can control the energy you bring. This compliment works because it creates tension, curiosity, and emotional investment. It's not about flattery. It's about sparking a connection that feels real. And when you master this, you're not just winning at attraction. You're building a habit of noticing the beauty in others, a habit that'll make you a better friend, partner, and human. So, what's next? If this first forbidden compliment is about planting a seed of mystery, the second one is about unlocking something even deeper, her hidden self, the part she keeps guarded from the world. Let's dive into that now. Let's keep the momentum going, because if the first forbidden compliment was about sparking curiosity, this second one is about reaching into her soul and making her feel truly seen. It's a line that cuts through the noise of everyday flattery and touches something deeper. I feel like there's a side of you that most people never get to see. This isn't just a compliment. It's a key that unlocks her heart, a way to make her feel understood in a world that often only sees the surface. Drawing from Stoicism, this approach is about practicing empathy, about seeing beyond appearances and connecting with the essence of another person. It's about being present, not just in the moment, but in the presence of someone else's truth. Why is this so powerful? Because every woman, every person, carries a hidden self, a part of them they don't show to the world. Maybe it's a dream they've tucked away, a vulnerability they guard, or a spark of brilliance they're too shy to reveal. When you say, "I feel like there's a side of you that most people never get to see," you're telling her you see past the mask. You're not just another guy charmed by her smile or her style. You're someone who notices the depth she hides. And that's rare. Let's break it down. Most compliments are surface level. You're funny, you're smart, I love your vibe. They're fine, but they're forgettable. They don't challenge her to open up. But this compliment, it's like holding up a mirror to her soul. It says, "I see you, and I know there's more to you than what you show the world." And here's the psychological magic. When you suggest she has a hidden side, she'll want to prove it to you. She'll start sharing more, revealing pieces of herself she doesn't usually show. Suddenly, you're not just a guy she's talking to. You're someone she trusts, someone she wants to connect with. Picture this. You're at a friend's dinner party and she's been charming the group all night. But you notice a quiet moment when she seems lost in thought. Maybe she mentions something personal, a childhood memory, a passion she doesn't often talk about. You catch her eye, pause for a beat, and say, "I feel like there's a part of you most people don't get to see." Her reaction will tell you everything. She might blush, laugh nervously, or even open up further, saying, "You're right, I don't usually share this." That's the moment you've created a bond, a thread of connection that sets you apart. I'll share a story to bring this to life. A few years back, I was at a bookstore, striking up a conversation with a woman browsing the philosophy section. She mentioned she loved Stoicism but felt it was hard to talk about with most people. I saw a spark in her eyes, a passion she wasn't used to sharing. So I said, "I bet most people don't get to see this side of you, the one who lights up talking about ideas like this." She stopped, looked at me, and smiled in a way that felt real, unguarded. We ended up talking for an hour, and later she told me no one had ever noticed that part of her before. That's the power of this compliment. It's not just words, it's an invitation to be vulnerable, to be real. From a Stoic perspective, this is about practicing virtues like empathy and wisdom. The Stoics teach us to focus on what's true and meaningful. to strip away the superficial and connect with what matters. When you use this compliment, you're not just trying to impress her. You're practicing the art of seeing people for who they are. And that's a skill that transcends dating. Think about your closest relationships, your best friend, your sibling, your mentor. How often do you tell them you see their hidden strengths? Try it. Tell a friend, I feel like there's a side of you that not everyone gets to appreciate. Watch how it deepens your connection. In today's world, where so much of life is filtered through social media and surface-level interactions, this compliment is a rebellion. It's a stand against the shallow. Whether you're on a first date or chatting with a coworker, use this when you sense authenticity, a moment when she lets her guard down. Maybe she shares a fear, a dream, or even a quirky habit. Pause. Look at her with intention and say, I feel like this is a side of you most people don't get to see. Don't rush it. Let the words carry weight. And when she responds, listen. Really listen. That's where the connection grows. Here's a practical tip. Practice noticing the hidden sides of people in your daily life. At work, at the gym, with friends. Pay attention to what makes them unique. The more you hone this skill, the more natural this compliment will feel. And the more you practice it, the more you'll realize it's not just about attraction. It's about building meaningful relationships. It's about living with purpose, as the Stoics would say, and leaving people better than you found them. So, we've unlocked the power of seeing her hidden self. But what about creating a spark that keeps her guessing? The third forbidden compliment is all about flipping the script, making her wonder where she stands with you. Let's explore that next. We've covered 2 forbidden compliments that spark curiosity and unlock hidden depths. But this third one is where things get electric. It's a line that doesn't just compliment, it flips the entire dynamic of the conversation, putting you in the driver's seat while making her crave your attention. I can't decide if you're trouble or exactly what I need. This isn't just a clever phrase, it's a psychological masterstroke, a push-pull that creates tension, intrigue, and a spark she won't be able to shake. Rooted in Stoic wisdom, this compliment is about embracing uncertainty, about staying grounded in the present while letting the moment unfold naturally. It's about not chasing approval, but inviting her to chase yours. Let's unpack why this works. Most guys make the mistake of putting women on a pedestal. They say things like, "You're amazing," or "You're the most beautiful person I've ever met." Those words are sweet, but they hand over all the power. They make her the prize, leaving you scrambling to prove yourself. But when you say, "I can't decide if you're trouble or exactly what I need," you're doing something bold. You're showing interest, but you're not sold yet. You're intrigued, but you're still figuring her out. And that uncertainty? It's catnip for attraction. It makes her feel dangerous, exciting, like she has the power to shake up your world, but only if she earns it. This compliment taps into a core Stoic principle. Focus on what you can control. You can't control how she feels, but you can control the energy you project, confidence, curiosity, and just a hint of challenge. By saying you're not sure if she's trouble or what you need, you're creating a dynamic where she's the one wondering, what does he mean? Am I really trouble? Or am I exactly what he's looking for? That question will linger in her mind long after you're gone. Let's set the scene. You're out with friends, maybe at a rooftop bar, and she's teasing you about something. Your taste in music, your choice of drink, whatever it is. The vibe is playful. There's a spark in the air. You lean in, give her a sly smile and say, "You know, I can't decide if you're trouble or exactly what I need." Deliver it with a slow, deliberate tone, like you're weighing the possibilities in your mind. Watch her reaction. She might laugh, raise an eyebrow, or fire back with something witty. But one thing's for sure, she's hooked. She's thinking about you now, trying to figure out where she stands. I'll share a real story to drive this home. A buddy of mine, Mike, was at a friend's wedding, dancing with a woman who was full of energy, stealing the show. She playfully challenged him on the dance floor, and instead of trying to keep up, he stopped, looked at her and said, I'm not sure if you're gonna get me in trouble or if you're exactly what I've been missing. She froze for a second, then grinned and spent the rest of the night trying to prove she was the latter. They're dating now, and she still brings up that moment as the one that got her. That's the power of this compliment. It's not just a line, it's a shift in the dynamic. From a self-improvement lens, this compliment is about confidence and authenticity. The Stoics teach us to live with courage, to speak our truth without fear of judgment. When you deliver this line, you're showing you're not afraid to be bold, to take a risk, to let the moment be what it is. And that's a skill you can apply everywhere. Think about the last time you held back in a conversation, afraid to say what you really thought. What if you'd spoken with this kind of playful confidence instead? Try it in your next interaction, not just with a woman, but with anyone. Tell a friend, I can't decide if you're a bad influence or the best thing in my life. It's a way of practicing authenticity, of owning your voice. In today's fast-paced world, where dating apps and quick texts dominate, this compliment stands out because it's bold and real. Use it when the moment feels right, when there's a spark of flirtation, when she does something bold or unexpected. Maybe she's joking around at a party, or maybe she's challenging you in a group chat. Pause, let the tension build and say, I'm not sure if you're trouble or exactly what I need. Then let it hang there. Don't explain it. Let her fill in the blanks. Here's how to make it practical. Start small. Practice this mindset in everyday interactions. Notice when someone surprises you, when they show a side that's bold or intriguing. Call it out with confidence, not neediness. The more you practice, the more natural it'll feel. And the beauty of this approach, it's not just about dating. It's about living with intention, about embracing the uncertainty of human connection, and finding joy in the dance of it all. Now that we've explored the power of flipping the dynamic, let's wrap this up with some final thoughts on how to bring all three compliments into your life and make every interaction unforgettable. We've just walked through 3 forbidden compliments that don't just flatter, they transform how people see you. These aren't just words. They're tools to create connection, spark curiosity, and leave a lasting impression. From, there's something about you I can't quite figure out, which plants a seed of mystery, to, I feel like there's a side of you most people never get to see, which unlocks her hidden self, to, I can't decide if you're trouble or exactly what I need, which flips the dynamic and keeps her guessing. These compliments are about more than attraction. They're about living with intention, seeing people deeply, and bringing authenticity to every moment. The Stoics teach us that true fulfillment comes from mastering ourselves, our words, our actions, our presence. These compliments are a practice in that mastery. They force you to be present, to notice the uniqueness in others, to speak with courage and restraint. And in today's world, where distractions are endless and genuine connection is rare, that's a radical act. So here's your challenge. Take these compliments into your life. Start small. Try one this week, maybe with a coworker, a friend, or someone you're interested in. Notice how it feels to say it, how it shifts the energy of the moment. Pay attention to their reaction. Did their eyes light up? Did they lean in, curious? Share your story in the comments below. I want to hear how it went. And if you found value in this, hit that like button, subscribe to ZENLIGHT 8, and turn on the bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into living with purpose and power. Life is too short for shallow connections. Let's make every moment count. See you in the next video.